All right, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
All right, today we're going to talk about Gary's favorite chair of the House Oversight Committee, James Comer.
I thought he was the deposed FBI director of the FBI.
No, that's James Comey.
Oh, are they related?
No, they're not.
They have the same first name. If they were in class, they would sit alphabetically next to each other all the time.
They would, except they would call James Comer, who has less hair, James Comb over or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So apparently, the House Oversight Committee wants to really know what's happening in those Epstein files.
Really?
Yeah.
How badly do they want to know?
Well, they've kind of issued subpoenas to the Department of Justice and several people, including the Clintons, to testify under oath about Jeffrey Epstein and the goings on.
And I just want to go on record and say that was an unfair crack at James Comer. He has plenty of hair on his head.
Oh,
does not require a comb over.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Not yet. Maybe sometime in the future. He's got something to strive for.
One thing he was blessed. And apparently they wanted to subpoena all like the attorney generals from the Clinton era all the way through to maybe not the Clinton era, but basically all the attorney general. Yeah, it was Clinton era. They want attorney generals involved with the Epstein case throughout the years. So, including Bill Barr, that ought to be a fun one.
Oh yeah, and I was surprised at some of the names I saw on that.
The silence is deafening.
Yes.
Yeah, and.
Well, I was surprised. I figured I was fixing my name. I was surprised that it's bipartisan. It's not just the Republicans that are trying to get to this information. The Democrats are guiding this along too. Because my first thought when I saw this, like, oh, here we go, and they've already scrubbed the information with Ghislaine Maxwell for her testimony, so it's only Democrats that are going to be identified. It's probably the Republicans that are finally getting around to pushing this. I just saw Cash Peters' video where they're talking about getting the big black blob out of the way before they can move forward with the Epstein files, and that the Republicans have now successfully managed to move the big black blob. I wasn't sure if this was more of it, but as I was reading the articles, like, no, it seems like both sides are interested in this and they want to move this thing forward. So they're saying, basically there's a lot of interest in what Ghislaine Maxwell has to say, and there's it's this human trafficking and stuff needs to be investigated, so they're actually looking into it. Go figure.
Well, I'll start off with you. Why don't you look at the energy of it and see where it takes you?
Yeah, for entertainment purposes only. So what's the energy around the subpoenas and the bipartisan nature of this? Let's see, which of the decks? Okay, foundation of the reading, 9 of Cups. Well,
He kind of looks like James Comer.
Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. He knows the color of his hat. This is the Republican Party. Trump, based a lot of his campaign on getting to the bottom of this and exposing all the Democrats for their participation in this Jeffrey Epstein. He's distanced himself. He called him a creep many decades ago. And
yes, makes him totally innocent now for anything he's ever done.
They had coffee once, I guess. So foundation is okay. They're happy. This is what they wanted. This is what they promised their constituents. The challenge is the 3 of Wands. What's coming down the pike at them? Their ship may be coming in, and it may be full of stuff that they weren't expecting. Energy underneath it, you got the 7 of Swords, trying to basically hide the evidence, make away with the evidence, hoping that, while everyone's not looking, get rid of the evidence. My gut feeling is that there's been some shenanigans going on with the evidence and stuff. And hopefully it all comes to light. In the past, you got the fool. So this is just, okay, we're going down a path. This is a path that we've not taken before. This could be the ending of a lot of people's careers and livelihoods. If they walk over if they go off the cliff, if the evidence is there and they want to bring it all forward, there's going to be a lot of people resigning from positions. Current energy is the Ace of Wands. They want to finally take action on this. Actions are going to be taken. Overarching energy is the Page of Swords. It's everyone is going to face this. This is, you've abused young people, and is this character supposed to be a female character, or
Yes.
is it just a guy with the ponytail? Okay,
It's a female.
This could be just the young females finally having their truth told.
Although they won't be subpoenaed and testifying.
Yeah, but what they have been saying might be validated. The lesson to be learned is the Eight of Cups. Like I said with this, careers could be coming to an end, and there's going to be people that are walking away that are just like, okay, I'm done. Their secrets are being exposed, and they need to get out of there. The outcome, the happy family, 10 of Cups. There's a lot of emotion in this, a lot of fire energy too. It's actually pretty well balanced with Cups, Swords, and Wands. No pentacles to be found. Your thought?
Is Comer expecting to run a legitimate investigation on
There
this?
you go. I like that.
Is this a partisan investigation, or does he actually care?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's his intent with this investigation, I think, is where I would want to go with this.
Yeah, because like I said, my first knee-jerk reaction is, oh, here we go.
Here we go again. Let's see how we can make this all Democrats and no Republicans.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the cynical part that we're at right now. But you know what? There's a reason why we think that way. Yep. It's because they keep doing it. I mean, how long did they try? Same committee, same James Comer tried to impeach Biden for 2 years. And they couldn't find anything, and they kept getting called out on it. Let's just have a vote now. Let's just impeach him now. We've got everything. Publish the report. And he would never do it because it was never about impeaching Biden. It was about the narrative of having an investigation open to look at articles of impeachment against him.
Yeah.
Because they had nothing to do it on. That's why there's so much cynicism here.
It sounds like Trump's whole investigation into Obama and all these other people for treasonous
Hunter Biden, just tell Zelensky, just announce you're doing an investigation. Me and my Republican colleagues will do the rest. Okay, so I was asking, what's Comer's intent? Is this to expose things or to keep things quiet? Foundation of the reading is the Queen of Cups. I think he's trying to put a lid. It could be exposing. It could be putting a lid. My initial reaction is putting a lid on things. The problem is going to come across, though, is the people that you're trying to keep a lid on. The wealthy white men that would be exposed if you blow the lid off of this thing.
Yep.
That's kind of like why they want to keep it on there, because there are a lot of really, and I've mentioned this is basically the clientele of Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, exactly.
Wealthy, politically connected men, older and mostly white. Underneath it all is the high priestess, though, is the secrets being revealed. Here's a problem. You might try to keep a lid on this, but the information's out there. And you may not be the only one holding that information. And if you're not forthcoming with that information, it might come out leaked by somebody else. And then that undermines you. in the past, the Four of Coins, trying to keep, it's like trying to contain this investigation enough to keep MAGA satisfied, and then they can move on with life. So I think this is kind of a damage control situation where like Comer's been forced to deal with this. And now he's going to, at least he's thinking going into this that he can do damage control and keep a lid on this investigation. Current situation is the Queen of Pentacles. There, if we just focus on key people that have key investigation things, the attorney generals and things like that, we can keep this very sterile. Now, you had no coins. I've got nothing but coins. We can keep this very sterile, very factual based, very practical thing, and then just try and make this into graham crackers. It's flavorless and bland. Overarching energy is the Eight of Swords. The being constrained. Part of it might be the redactions. Part of it is there's only so much you can reveal, but he might have but this could also be Comer. He might be trying to constrict this investigation, but this could turn around and Comer could end up being the one who's basically having to, he's the victim or constrained by this, whereas he has to reveal more and more. Lesson to be learned is the Five of Cups, the disappointment. If you have to spill some tea. And I think this is where he's constricted. He can't keep this whole thing constricted. You've got to spill the tea on this one. You can protect some people, but you definitely have to spill the tea on others.
Oh boy.
Yeah, outcome is the Ten of Swords. If you don't spill enough tea, if you spill enough tea, then we can put this thing to rest.
Yep.
If you don't spill enough tea, then there's going to be people like wanting more and more and more and more. They haven't. This thing will happen if you don't spill enough tea. This gets reborn. Instead of killing this off, you give it even more energy underneath there. And if you lie and say there's no client list there, for instance, and a client list pops up released by another country, oh, here's that client list you guys said you didn't have. Here's a digital copy you sent us. Do you know what that does to the credibility of the Oversight Committee and the Department of Justice? If that stuff gets released, who's going to believe anything you have to say at that point? He's got to be real careful how he plays this. He would be better off just being nonpartisan and, taking the attitude of, hey, if you rape little girls and little boys, then you're a pedophile and you don't deserve to be in Congress. I don't care what color tie you wear. If he takes that approach, he'll be fine. But if you try and politically spin this may backfire, might blow up in your face in spectacular fashion.
All right, let's see. How will Trump and the Republicans feel about this after the investigation, after all the information is brought forth and presented? How is
in the
Trump...
House Oversight Committee?
Yeah.
Okay.
But how will Trump and the Republicans feel about the results of this? Okay, Foundation, Knight of Wands, actions being taken to move things forward. The Cross is the Four of Pentacles. It's kind of sticking to your values, your core values and ethics, but you at the same time, it's funny because these should go hand in hand. If you're sticking your core values and ethics, you should be taking actions going forward. If you are trying to protect somebody, that would definitely be a challenge if you want to take actions going forward. So I'm going to kind of read this as more, this is protecting somebody.
Yeah. Just keep the investigation going nice and slow.
Yeah.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
The energy underneath it is that they want the Ten of Swords. They want to bring this to an end.
Yeah.
But the Ten of Swords is like they've done all the damage they can at this point. They can't hurt you anymore. So it's the end of that cycle. In the past, you got the Nine of Pentacles. You got the Ghislaine Maxwell figure, who's just the rich woman that's got all the luxuries and all the accoutrements there. Maybe her testimony or what she has to say is going to be entering into this. It should. Current energy is the victory. So Howard Trump and the Republicans, I guess they feel they've got the information that they've worked, what's his name from the Department of Justice, the deputy, who's the guy that went? Had that 9-hour interview with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they felt, hey, we got what we need out of that 9-hour interview. The information she's going to bring will help protect our boy and bring an end to this. Overarching energy, Seven of Pentacles, reaping what you sow. Lesson be learned is the Nine of Pentacles. Take your time. Be very observant to what's going on and follow the money. Follow the things that have been given and promised. Outcome. You got the Three of Pentacles as the outcome. People working together. It could be people conspiring. People behind the scenes. I always get the feeling like this is some committee in Congress talking about what are we going to do about this situation.
Right.
So I think right now, Trump and the Republicans, the energy that they're feeling about this is, okay, we'll be fine. We're gonna claim victory. But if they're dirty, if they were truly involved in this, as long as you pay attention and you follow be observant, people are going to start having meetings about what they're going to do going forward about this. It's kind of mixed.
I suspect there's going to be more investigations and more evidence comes out. Even after they've declared victory, more stuff keeps coming.
Well, you know how Trump is. They tell him to declare victory before the election even starts.
Sure.
So why wouldn't you declare victory before the court cases even moves forward, or the all the depositions and all that stuff go forward?
Is there anything else you want to read on this topic?
Well, you kind of already asked the question I would have asked: is this a legitimate investigation, or is this a partisan?
Right. And I guess to me, it's sort of the what would Spirit want us to know? What else do you want us to know? What else can you share about this current state of subpoenaing documents and AGs? What's kind of the next step? What else would you want us to know about this? Nine of Swords. There's going to be a bit of a crusade. There's going to be some fast movement going on, and led by Comer of all people. And this is your cross.
Yeah,
Three of Wands.
Those are my first two cards.
Yeah, more. It's like, what else do we want to know? People. There's going to be a call to see who was redacted in this. So my covering of the genitalia is also what the redaction looks like in a report. And so they're going to want to know more and more about the men and women that were involved in this that were redacted. I would expect there's going to be a call for more documents about people in here. Comer is going to be leading it. The challenge, it's kind of like, they're trying to put this to rest, and they can't put it to rest yet because they've given people enough of a taste. They want more. They're not sated. They want more that's going on. If you give them graham crackers, they're going to say, hey, everybody else gets chocolate and marshmallows on their graham crackers. Where's our chocolate and marshmallows? We're not going to leave until we get our chocolate and marshmallows.
Okay, so I was asking, what do we need to know about the results of this? You got the star, which just looking at the card is kind of like they're going to lay everything bare. Everything's going to come out. The main clarifier is it's going to bring an end to the cycle. Could be the end to a lot of careers. There's going to be people that are very disappointed with the results of this. There's going to be people defending their actions. And then underneath it is the emperor, which normally I just say is, protecting Trump. But, I was just stopping to think, it's like, okay, what is the emperor about? The emperor, he's kind of that king of swords. It's just this non-emotional, this is what you did. These are the things that you did. This is kind of like a justice card and a king of swords card, if you will. It's basically, you're not hiding from this. These are the actions that you took, and this is what you did. It's not emotional. It's very matter of fact. Whereas,
so you're saying it's Mr. Brady from the Brady Bunch?
Be more like
now,
Jack.
Greg.
Be more like Sergeant Friday.
Yeah, and we both got the death card on that one. I think this really could spell the end to numerous political careers.
Yes.
For people that are caught up in this, and not only that, but not only just political careers, but the ostracization by society. Not to mention, I don't know what the statute of limitations looking like for criminal charges. Maybe it's going to be passed for many of these. Maybe it's not when it involves crimes of predating against children. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah. But if there isn't a criminal punishment, there will be civil consequences.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ranging from being ostracized to being sued to not advocating for this to being Luigi'd, as the case may be. I don't think you know that verb.
No.
Luigi was the name of the fellow who attacked the CEO of United Healthcare.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if that's who you were referring to.
Yeah, the internet refers to it as being Luigi'd. It's referred to when, I guess 3 CEOs have been Luigi'd since Luigi the first CEO. A couple more have had that happened. So, and again, not advocating for violence, but people have really strong feelings about this. And when you have really strong feelings about it, you can justify pretty much any action you do.
That MAGA guy that went to the
pizza place and held him at gunpoint to find the cellar that didn't exist where all the sex trading happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that guy was just going completely on rumors.
Yeah.
If this is a kind of a court of law type of verdict.
I can imagine his frustration. The law enforcement's not doing anything. It's up to vigilantes like me to go in there and fix the problem. And then he found out that he's being lied to the whole time.
Yeah. Didn't stop the lie machine, but
Yeah, that cautionary tale fell on deaf ears, didn't it?
It sure did.
Except for his. All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's enough.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell, and we'll wake you up at midnight with a new one. And leave a comment. I read them all and respond to many.
Yes. And unlike the people that try to manifest things using the Book of Manifestation by Ava Davis or whatever the latest iteration of that spam is, the one thing Ava Davis in her Book of Manifestation can't do is give shout outs.
Yes. So let's give a couple of shout outs here. Kentucky Belle. Hi, Michelle. She made a very kind contribution to our channel.
And has been regretting it ever since.
Tennessee Chin also made a kind contribution to our channel.
Keep it rolling. Rolling.
Winter Wren would like a shout out.
I had somebody say that they donated to my channel because their cat accidentally stepped on their phone while they were watching a live stream and sent a super chat. King of coins.
Winter Wren had something else that she wanted me to Let's see.
She wanted you to sing Memories.
Memory. No, that was not what she wanted. Oh, she wanted to just, if we could spare a happy thought. So happy thoughts to you, Winter Wren in Seattle.
Why don't you share an actual happy thought of yours?
Happy thought. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I hope your family is enjoying each other's company and supporting each other.
That's pretty happy.
That is a pretty happy thought. How about you?
What about me?
How about a happy thought from you?
I haven't killed you today. That's a really happy thought for me.
That's more of a fortunate thought for me.
No.
All right. I think that's enough. And then a card for the rest of us.
I hope it's a happy thought card.
This is going to be a great card. It's the Hermit. Yes. Shine a light out in front of you. Make sure Dave is not waiting for you.
Exactly. Yes, when you put that light in front of you, you lose your night vision because you're blinded by the light. Then I can lurk in the dark and get you.
Do you prefer the Bruce Springsteen or the Manfred Mann's Earth Band version of Blinded by the Light?
It depends if I want to be wrapped up like a deuce.
Revved up like a deuce.
Anyways, yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, okay. Depends on the day.
Exactly. Okay, catch you on the next one.
Take care, folks. Bye.